Welcome to this Dell Corporation Quality Management System presentation. Monitoring and Measuring Resources. QMSP 7.1.5-001 has been developed to provide a standard method to ensure that testing, measuring, and monitoring equipment is calibrated, verified, maintained, and that it is used in a manner that is consistent with organizational requirements, customer monitoring and measuring requirements, and industry standard measuring requirements. The organization determines the monitoring and measurement to be undertaken and the devices needed to provide evidence of product conformance. Calibration shall be accomplished to NIST standards. The organization has determined that the following processes require monitoring and measurement and the associated controls. Welding. Welding machines shall be calibrated, verified to NIST standards. While the organization has welding rod ovens, stick welding is only used for rental equipment, customer repairs which do not fall under the scope of the quality management system. Pressure testing. Where documented pressure testing is a customer requirement, a calibrated chart recorder shall be used. Gauges used in conjunction with calibrated chart recorders do not need to be calibrated. Gauges used as a sole means of monitoring test pressure shall be calibrated. Bolt torque. Where torque specifications are required, a calibrated torque wrench shall be used to ensure torque requirements are met. Measurement. Tape measures do not need to be calibrated. However, to ensure valid results, tape measurement devices shall be inspected prior to use to ensure the tape has not been compromised and the hook-clip functions as intended. Crane scales, load cells, shall be calibrated where verified weight measurements are a customer requirement. Electronic meters shall be calibrated to ensure valid readings and continuity. Equipment used to verify outputs shall be calibrated, or verified as appropriate, to NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology, traceable standards. Frequency of calibration for each piece of equipment is determined by one or more of the following. Frequency of use, criticality, importance of the nature of the monitoring or measurement device. Calibration provider recommendation, manufacturer recommendation, industry, product standard, as applicable. The organization shall take appropriate action when equipment with an as-found condition of out of tolerance at the time of calibration to ensure fitness for purpose. Such actions include, but may not be limited to, adjustment to equipment *, repair to equipment *, remove from service, tolerance adjustment. Note: adjustment or repair to equipment requires validation of the results. Where it is not possible to make the necessary adjustments, the organization shall disposition the equipment in such a manner that it precludes use of the equipment. The organization shall take appropriate action to determine if the validity of previous measurement results is adversely affected when measurement equipment has an as-found condition of out tolerance. Appropriate actions include, but may not be limited to the following. Customer notification, customer concession, repair, repair by replacement, acceptance criteria adjustment. Equipment used to verify results shall be prominently marked noting, at a minimum, unique identification. Date of calibration, calibration due date. Testing, measuring, and monitoring resources shall be stored in a manner that protects it from damage or negative environmental conditions to preserve the integrity and accuracy of the equipment. Equipment shall be stored in a manner that reduces the possibility of damage or that may compromise the effectiveness of the equipment. In such cases where the user suspects that the integrity of the equipment may have been compromised, the equipment shall be taken out of service until the effectiveness and accuracy of the equipment is verified. Tolerances for equipment used for verification are documented and maintained in the Calibration and Maintenance module of the Electronic Quality Management System. Tolerances shall also be documented on calibration certificates as issued by the calibration service provider and maintained on the server and accessed through the Electronic Quality Management System. Calibration for each piece of testing, measuring, and monitoring equipment, designated by the organization as requiring additional controls to ensure valid and reliable results, is managed through the Calibration and Maintenance module of the Electronic Quality Management System. The calibration module includes the following information specific to each piece of equipment used in the verification process. Serial number or other unique identifier. Type of equipment, make, model, location, calibration status, calibration date, calibration due date, equipment availability. Records of equipment calibration, current and past, are maintained in and accessible through the calibration and maintenance module of the electronic quality management system. Calibration of equipment is accomplished on-site, Dell Corporation facility, or at a calibration service provider location as appropriate. Where equipment is calibrated at Dell Corporation, a climate-controlled or otherwise acceptable area, verified by the calibration service provider, shall be provided. Dell Corporation shall ensure that equipment verification at the calibration service provider facility is accomplished in a climate-controlled or otherwise acceptable location. Documents issued by calibration service providers to serve as record of calibration verification shall be reviewed to ensure accuracy of information and that specified calibration verification requirements have been met. Proof of review shall be accomplished by either of the following methods. Proof of review by a responsible authority, including name, date documented in the notes section for each piece of equipment in the quality module, and/or calibration verification record signed by a responsible authority to include date of review. Tolerances for equipment used for verification are documented on calibration certificates, as per manufacturer's recommendation or industry product standard. Calibration certification documents shall be maintained on the server and accessed in the calibration and maintenance module of the electronic quality management system. Historical documented information shall be maintained by the organization for each designated testing, measuring, and monitoring equipment. Documented information shall be maintained on the server with records for each piece accessible through the electronic quality management system. The bottom line is this: to ensure the organization's confidence that our equipment can accurately provide the required outputs, we must ensure monitoring and measurement devices are capable of accurately validating those very outputs. If you have any questions about this or any other quality management system requirement, please contact Danny at delltank.com. Call or text at 337-224-2873, or stop by for a conversation. And as always, it's always a great day at Dell.